A human soldier named Evan Carter wakes up in a dim, strange chamber. The air feels thick. His heartbeat sounds too loud in the silence. He cannot move, his body is weak, like he has been sleeping for a very long time. As his vision clears, he sees two figures sitting quietly near his bed. Not human. One is tall, regal, with smooth silver skin and glowing blue eyes, an alien queen. The other is smaller, younger, with the same bright eyes, her daughter, a princess of their species. Both watch him without speaking. Evan tries to sit up. The princess gently pushes his shoulder back and whispers, "Please rest, you are safe now." But he has no memory of how he got here. Suspense rises as he notices alien machines around him, tools with symbols he cannot read, and a soft humming under his bed as if something is still working on his body. He fears he is a prisoner, yet their calm eyes show something else, something he cannot name. The queen finally speaks in a soft, echoing voice. "You have been gone for 3 days. We stayed beside you, we owed you that." Evan learns he was found near death after an attack on his ship. The queen claims their people saved him because he saved her daughter during a past battle, something he barely remembers. The alien ship enters a dangerous region. Strange signals hit the hull. The queen looks worried but hides it. Evan asks why they are watching him. The queen refuses to answer at first. Suspense builds. Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Evan Carter woke up slowly, as if returning from a long, deep ocean where sunlight could not reach. At first he did not know if he was still dreaming. He heard a soft humming sound, like distant machines working behind a wall. His body felt heavy, almost too heavy to move. He tried to open his eyes. Only darkness. For a moment he thought he was blind. Panic rose in his chest, but his muscles were too weak to react. Then, like someone adjusting lights in another room, a faint silver glow touched the edges of his vision. The darkness slowly pulled away. When his eyes finally opened, he saw a ceiling made of smooth black metal. Strange blue symbols swam across the surface like living ink. Where am I? He tried to sit up. Pain shot through his ribs, sharp and hot. He groaned and fell back onto something soft, like a bed but not quite a bed, moory like a support pod. He took a slow breath. That is when he noticed them. Two figures sat quietly beside him, silent, still, watching. Not human. The first was tall, elegant, and strangely beautiful. Her skin looked like polished silver. Her eyes glowed a calm, deep blue. She wore a flowing robe that shimmered when she moved even slightly. She sat with the poise of someone who carried great power. The second figure was smaller, maybe the size of a human teenager. Her skin was a softer shade of silver, and her eyes glowed brighter, like stars. She held her hands together in her lap, nervous but gentle. Mother and daughter. Alien queen and alien princess. Both watching him with unreadable expressions. Evan felt his throat tighten. He did not know if he should speak, shout, or stay silent. His breaths came fast. His fingers twitched, then went still. The younger one noticed. She leaned forward and placed a soft hand on his shoulder. "Please rest," she whispered in a soft, musical voice. "You are safe." Safe? He did not feel safe. He did not know this place. He did not know these beings. He did not even know how he got here. He tried again to sit up. The princess gently pressed him back down. "Do not hurt yourself," she said. "Your body is still healing." Evan opened his mouth, but his voice came out as a dry croak. "Who are you?" The two aliens looked at each other. The smaller one nodded as if giving permission. Finally, the tall one spoke. Her voice was calm, but it echoed slightly, like two people speaking at the same time. "You may call me Queen Arathea," she said, "and this is my daughter, Princess Lyra." Evan blinked slowly. His head was heavy. "Why are you here?" The queen stood and walked closer. Her movements were graceful, controlled, and slightly too smooth to be human. "We are here," she said, "because you saved my daughter, and because you almost died doing so." Evan frowned. "Saved her? When? How?" His memories felt like broken glass, sharp but scattered everywhere. He remembered fire. He remembered a ship shaking apart. A young voice crying. His arms lifting someone small and silver away from a collapsing corridor. But it was all fog. He could not trust it. Lyra reached for his hand. You carried me, she said softly. When our ship exploded, you chose to help me even though you did not know me. Evan closed his eyes, trying to hold onto the memory. It slipped away, sliding deeper into the darkness. The Queen continued, your own people believed you were lost. Your ship was destroyed, but we found you, barely alive. We kept you with us because it was the only way to preserve your life. Evan tried to force himself upright again, ignoring the pain. Where is my team? The Queen's expression changed, just slightly, but Evan saw it. Pity. They are gone, she said. Your escape pod was the only one we recovered, and it was empty. Evan's chest felt tight. He had served with his team for years, Captain Dawson, Medic Leo, Engineer Harper, dead, all of them. He swallowed hard, trying not to break. The princess squeezed his hand, trying to comfort him. Her touch was strangely warm. You were not alone when you came to us, Lyra said quietly, not in your heart. Evan didn't know what that meant, but before he could ask, he noticed something else, something he had missed before. Metallic tubes ran from the side of the bed into his arms. Blue light pulsed through them in steady beats. He felt a cold vibration deep inside his bones. What is this? He asked, staring at the glowing lines. What are you doing to me? The Queen walked to the bedside, her long robe drifting behind her. This device is repairing you, she said. Your injuries were severe. You had several fractures, internal bleeding and oxygen deprivation. Without our help you would have died. Evan stared at the tubes. So I'm attached to alien machines. Lyra nodded. They are keeping your life strong, but they also connect you to our ship. He froze. Connect me how? The Queen did not answer right away. Her silence was colder than any threat. Finally she said, your body needed more help than we expected. To save you, we had to let the ship's core support your heartbeat for 3 days. Evan shivered. 3 days? You watched me for 3 days. The princess nodded, her bright eyes soft. Mother did not leave your side, I stayed too. Why would an alien queen and her daughter sit beside an injured human? Before he could ask, the room suddenly flickered. The machine under his bed made a sharp beeping sound. The Queen's expression darkened. She touched a silver panel on the wall. Strange symbols floated in the air. She read them with a grim look. What is it? Evan asked. We are being watched, Queen Arathea whispered. Our enemy has found our location. Lyra's hands tightened. The Vaughn. Evan frowned. Who are the Vaughn? The Queen turned toward him. They are the ones who destroyed your ship. His breath caught in his throat. They attacked us first, she said. When you helped my daughter escape, you became their target as well. They will not let you live if they capture you. Evan tried to rise again, anger burning through the weakness of his body. Then let me go, I can fight. No, the Queen said firmly, you cannot even stand. He wanted to argue, but he knew she was right. His arms trembled just from trying to lift himself up. Why save me at all? Evan whispered. Why risk everything? Queen Arathea's glowing eyes softened in a way he did not expect. Because a long time ago, she said, a human told me something important. He said, hope does not belong to one world, it belongs to anyone brave enough to protect it. Evan looked up at her, confused. That human was you, the Queen said. You said those words when you saved Lyra. He stared, stunned. The memory flashed again, this time clearer. Smoke, heat, a small girl crying, his arms lifting her as he shouted, hold on, we get out together. But before he could ask more, the ship shuddered violently. The lights flickered red. Alarms roared. The Queen touched the wall again, her voice grew sharp. They are here. Lyra stood quickly, fear bright in her eyes. Mother, are we going to fight? Yes, the Queen said, and we must protect the human. Evan struggled against the restraints. I can help. You can barely breathe on your own, Arathea replied. Evan looked at the tubes feeding into his arms. His heart pounded. He could feel the machine humming under him like it was part of him. Lyra whispered, Mother, we cannot lose him. You said he is important. Evan stared at the Queen. Important? Why am I so important to you? For the first time since he woke, the Queen looked truly troubled. She knelt beside his bed and spoke in a low, heavy voice. Because you are not only the man who saved my daughter. Her eyes glowed brighter, almost fearful. You are the human from our prophecy. Evan froze. Prophecy. Yes, she whispered, the one who will change the fate of both our species. Another shockwave slammed the ship. The whole room shook, the machines beeped in warning. The Queen grabbed Evan's hand. Listen to me, she said urgently. The Vaughn will come for you first. They know what you are meant to become. If they capture you, everything ends. Evan's heart pounded. Ends how? The Queen leaned closer and whispered. The war will begin and your world will fall first. The alarms grew louder, the floor vibrated, the Vaughn were boarding the ship. Lyra grabbed her mother. We must move. Arithia nodded and turned back to Evan. We will protect you, she said, no matter the cost. But before they could move him, the door to the chamber boomed under a powerful impact. Once, twice, a third time. Then the metal bent inward. Evan's blood froze. The Queen raised her hand, summoning a glowing shield of blue energy. Lyra stepped in front of Evan, trembling but brave. The door smashed open. A dark, towering alien stood in the doorway, armor like black bone, eyes burning red. The Vaughn had arrived. And they were here for him. The Vaughn warrior stepped through the broken door, its heavy footsteps echoing across the chamber floor. Its armor glowed with red cracks that pulsed like angry veins. A cold mist drifted from its breathing vents. It was taller than any human, nearly 7 feet, and its eyes burned with a sick red light. Evan felt his entire body freeze. He had seen death in many forms during his military years, but this creature, this was different. This was something that killed without hesitation or emotion. The Vaughn's voice rattled like grinding metal. Human Evan Carter, it growled, you will come with us. Queen Arithia stepped forward, her blue shield humming louder. She spread her arm across Lyra, protecting the girl with her body. You will not touch him, she said. The Vaughn tilted its head. Your loyalty to a human is a weakness, Queen. It will destroy your people. Arithia did not flinch. Perhaps, but you fear him even more. The Vaughn hissed and raised an energy spear that glowed red at the tip. Move, it ordered. Evan tried to pull the glowing tubes from his arms. He wanted to stand to fight to protect the Queen and Lyra, but his body trembled too badly and his muscles refused to obey. Lyra saw him struggling and shook her head quickly. Don't, you'll break the connection and die. Evan clenched his jaw. What connection? You never told me. He stopped as the Vaughn warrior lunged. The Queen reacted instantly. Her blue shield expanded in a burst of light. The spear struck it, sending out a shockwave that shook the entire room. Lyra cried out, covering her ears. Evan felt the vibration deep in his chest. The Vaughn pushed harder, trying to break through. I will take the human, it roared. He must not be allowed to awaken. Awakened. Evan stared at the Queen. What does he mean? But she didn't answer. Her face was tight with strain as she struggled to hold the shield. 2 more Vaughn warriors appeared behind the first, then a 4th. The Queen stepped back, even she could not hold off so many. Lyra, she shouted, take Evan and go. Lyra grabbed a control panel and slammed her small hand onto it. The bed unlocked from the floor with a sharp click. Metal legs folded beneath it, and the bed floated upward slightly, carried by hidden anti-grav systems. Mother, come with us, Lyra begged. No, Arithia said, her voice sharp. I will delay them, go. The Vaughn slammed against her shield again. Light flared, the room shook. Evan's heart pounded as Lyra pushed the bed toward a side hatch. Queen Arithia, he shouted, don't stay, there are too many. The Queen turned her head just for a second. Her eyes softened with a strange warmth. You saved my daughter, she said softly. Let me return that gift. Then the hatch closed behind them, cutting her off. Lyra pushed the floating bed down a narrow corridor. The ship shook with every impact outside. Red lights flashed along the walls. Alarms screamed. The ship's voice echoed. Warning, boarding breach, deck 5 compromised. Lyra, Evan gasped, gripping the sides of the bed. What did that Vaughn mean by awaken? What is happening to me? Lyra didn't look at him. Her voice trembled as she ran. Mother will explain when she comes back. But what if she does? Lyra stopped suddenly. Her small shoulders shook. For a moment, she looked like a frightened child instead of a princess. She will, Lyra whispered fiercely. She has to. Evan wanted to comfort her, but he couldn't even stand. The corridor rumbled, dust fell from the ceiling, distant explosions shook the hull. Lyra grabbed the bed again and ran faster. We must reach the bridge, she said. The ship can protect you better there. How? Evan asked. Why me? Lyra hesitated. Because the Vaughn believe you are the one who will unite our species, the one from the old prophecy. Evan frowned. That's impossible, I'm just a soldier. No, you're not, she whispered. Before he could ask more, the corridor sealed shut behind them. Thick armor plates dropped down with heavy thuds. Lyra sighed in relief. Good, the Vaughn cannot break these walls. A loud metallic roar echoed down the corridor. Lyra froze. Evan clenched his fists. Are you sure about that? Before she could answer, a powerful explosion blasted the wall to their left. The shockwave knocked Lyra to the ground. Evan's bed slammed into the opposite wall and nearly tipped over. When the dust cleared, a massive Vaughn warrior stepped through the hole. Its red eyes locked onto Evan instantly. There it growled, the humans. Lyra scrambled up and activated her wrist device. A small blue sphere shot out and exploded into a protective shield around the bed. The Vaughn struck it with its spear. The shield flickered but held. Lyra grabbed Evan's hand through the barrier. Listen, she said, her breath shaking. You must wake your strength. What strength? Evan shouted. I can barely move. It's inside you. The machines healed you, but they also changed you. They linked you to the ship's core. You can feel it, can't you? Evan didn't answer. Because he could feel it. A low vibration pulsed under his skin, in time with the humming machinery. His heartbeat wasn't alone, it was echoing something deeper, something that thrummed through the metal around him. The ship. It was inside him. The Vaughn slammed the shield again. Cracks spread across the blue surface. Lyra grabbed both his hands. Evan, listen to me. The ship hears you. You can control it. You must try. Lyra, I don't know how. You don't need to know, she shouted. Just reach for it. Think of the ship as part of you. The shield broke. The Vaughn raised its spear. Lyra screamed. And Evan felt something snap awake. The hum in his chest flared like a star exploding. His vision turned blue. Every machine in the corridor lit up at once. The Vaughn swung its spear down. A blast of blue energy erupted from the floating bed, pure force, pure instinct, and slammed the Vaughn into the far wall. Its armor cracked, sparks flew. The creature collapsed unconscious. Lyra stared at Evan, wide-eyed. You did it, she gasped. Evan's breath came fast. I don't know how. It doesn't matter, Lyra said. Do it again if you have to. But Evan already felt his strength fading. His heartbeat slowed, the blue glow dimmed. It was too much, too soon. Lyra grabbed the bed and ran again. When they finally reached the bridge, the doors opened to reveal chaos. Alien officers rushed between panels, holograms flashed, the ship trembled harder with each attack. The Queen was not there. A soldier knelt before Lyra. Princess, the Vaughn have taken the lower decks. We are losing power. Where is my mother? Lyra demanded. She is still fighting on deck 4, the soldier said grimly. Alone. No, Lyra whispered. Evan clenched his jaw. Lyra, we need to help her. You can't even stand, she cried. I don't need to stand, he said. You saw it, I can connect to the ship. Lyra hesitated, but you could die. Evan met her gaze. If we do nothing, your mother will die. Lyra looked at him for a long moment, then she nodded. Then we do it together, she said. She guided the floating bed to the center of the bridge. A circular platform opened, rising like a metal flower. Soft blue light spread around him. This is the ship's heart, Lyra said. If you connect here, you can control everything. Evan swallowed hard. Just breathe, Lyra said, and let the ship speak. Evan closed his eyes. The vibration returned, stronger this time. His pulse synced with a deeper rhythm, the lights brightened, the ship's core hummed in response. Evan felt his consciousness spread outward, into the walls, into the engines, into the weapon systems. He felt the Queen below the deck fighting alone. He felt the Vaughn boarding tunnels drilling into the hull. He felt the danger pressing in on all sides. And he felt fear, not for himself but for Lyra and her mother. Something inside him snapped open like a door. Evan gasped. The ship gasped with him. The lights turned blue. Lyra looked at him with awe. "You're doing it," she whispered. Evan opened his eyes. "This ends now." He moved one finger. The ship answered with fire. Turrets flipped, plasma cannons roared, shields surged stronger. Enemy boarding tunnels were sliced off violently, drifting into space like broken limbs. Vaughn ships outside were struck with beams of blue light and exploded in brilliant waves. Evan saw everything through the ship's eyes. Every weapon, every corridor, every friend, every enemy. He pushed deeper. He found the Queen surrounded by 6 Vaughn on Deck 4. Evan raised the ship's internal defenses. Blue beams fired down the hallway. The Vaughn fell. The Queen looked up stunned as the ship's lights glowed around her. "Evan," she whispered, "it is you." He found her through the intercom. "Your Majesty," Evan said, his voice echoing with the ship's power, "come to the bridge. It's time to end this." Minutes later, Queen Arathea entered the bridge. She was covered in dust and scorch marks but still stood tall. When she saw Evan glowing with blue light, she froze. "It has happened," she whispered, "the awakening." Evan's energy dimmed slowly as he withdrew from the ship's systems. His head throbbed. His breath came shallow. The connection had taken everything out of him. Lyra ran to her mother and hugged her tightly. Arathea placed a hand on Evan's shoulder. "You saved all of us." Evan managed a tired smile. "I guess we're even now." "No," the Queen said softly, "we are far from even." She knelt, a gesture of honor in her culture. "Evan Carter," she said, her voice steady and proud, "you are now the guardian of the crown, our greatest ally." Lyra nodded beside her, tears shining in her bright eyes. "You changed our future," she whispered, "just like I said." Evan looked at them, mother and daughter, and felt something warm rise in his chest. He was no longer alone. But before he could speak, a new signal flashed on the bridge hollow screen. "Origin, Earth. Message, distress call, unknown threat approaching." Evan's heart froze. The Queen looked at him. "Your people need help." She lowered her head slightly. "Will you allow us to protect your world, as you protected mine?" Evan took a long breath. "Yes," he said, "let's save Earth." The Queen smiled. And their journey together began.